Okay, in this question number 4, we want to find the domain of the function using interval notation. Since this has a radical, the thing about the radical is whatever underneath the radical, okay, it can be equal to 0 because you can take the square root of 0. But you cannot take the square root of a negative number. So we need to look at what's underneath the radical, which is the expression x minus 8. And so what that means is it can be equal to 0, and it also has to be greater than 0. So that means x minus 8 has to be greater than or equal to 0. And now what we're going to do is we're going to solve this inequality for x. So if we add 8 to both sides, we can see that we get x, which is greater than or equal to 8. Now, if we want to put this in interval notation, then we're going to graph this. We can see that at the number 8, what does it tell us? Well, it tells us that the number x has to be greater than or equal to 8, so we're going to have a bracket, and it's going towards positive infinity. And so therefore, in interval notation, our solution is the following. It's going to go from 8 to positive infinity. Okay. Now, just to check, let's see what would happen if we put in 7, since that is less than 8. Okay, so if we put in 5 times 7 minus 8, well, we get 5 times negative square root of negative 1. So we can't put in 7. Okay, let's see what happens when we put in 8. So we have 5 times the square root of 8 minus 8. Well, the square root of 8 minus 8 becomes 0. And the square root of 0 is 0. So 5 times 0 is 0. So therefore it works. So as you can see, anything lower than 8 doesn't work, but anything that equals 8 or above is going to work. So that is the domain of that function.